Despite a bittersweet ending, the 2025 Hudson Valley Renegades season was one of the most special in team history. The record books were rewritten, unforgettable moments were made, and countless memories created. Led by the best pitching staff in minor league baseball, the Renegades won a franchise record 79 games, staying in the playoff chase until the final day of the regular season. The year began with a rotation that could rival any in minor league baseball. Ben Hess, Bryce Cunningham, Elmer Rodriguez-Cruz, Carlos LaGrange, Josh Gross, and Kyle Carr. Backed by an offense led by George Lombard Jr., Jay Savina, and Brendan Jones, Hudson Valley stormed out to a 16-7 start in April. The accolades rolled in early. After a road series win in Asheville, Avina and Rodriguez-Cruz were named South Atlantic League Player and Pitcher of the Week respectively. While Lombard Jr. lasted just 24 games in Hudson Valley, what a run it was. He hit .329 with more walks than strikeouts and played flawless defense at shortstop before a well-earned promotion to Double-A Somerset. Rodriguez-Cruz began his breakout campaign in style, posting a 2.42 ERA in 22 innings in April, striking out 30 and holding opponents to just a .120 batting average against. Acquired from the Boston Red Sox during the offseason, ERC skyrocketed from the Yankees' number 16 prospect before the season to number 3 in the system postseason, and even cracked the top 100 in all of minor league baseball. Meanwhile, Hess piled up 29 strikeouts in 21 innings in April, while Cunningham flashed brilliance with a 1.50 ERA. By mid-May, Hudson Valley had briefly gotten into first place, but ultimately settled into third. The Brooklyn Cyclones and the Greensboro Grasshoppers had surged ahead, and the Renegades began losing players to promotions and injuries. The Renegades roster started to turn over at the end of May and early June. Bryce Cunningham was placed on the injured list, and Griffin Herring came up from Tampa to replace him in the rotation. LaGrange, Jones, and Rock Reggio were all promoted up to Double-A, and in their place came Dylan Lewis and Alexander Vargas. Lewis added a rare combination of power and speed to the top of the lineup, while Vargas anchored the middle, highlighted by a 16-game hitting streak. June also marked the turning point in the season for infielder Josh Boylan. After struggling at the plate early, he ripped off a 29-game on-base streak and ultimately finished the 2025 season as the Renegades' all-time franchise leader in games played, hits, RBIs, and walks. On the mound, Kyle Carr began one of the most dominant stretches in Renegades history. From June 1st on, Carr allowed 1 run or fewer in 9 straight starts. He finished with a league-best 1.96 ERA and was ultimately named South Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year. The first half ended with Hudson Valley 6.5 games behind Brooklyn, but as July began, the Renegades were ready to make their move. It started with a doubleheader on July 2nd against Brooklyn. In Game 2, Kyle Carr threw a complete game shutout, the first for the Renegades since 2009. He went on to post a 0.37 ERA that month and earned South Atlantic League Pitcher of the Month. The next night, Griffin Herring pitched the Renegades to victory in front of a record Heritage Financial Park crowd of 6,203. That series win over Brooklyn and another series win over Asheville, capped by Jay Savina's back-to-back multi-home run games and a Thomas Frick walk-off home run, helped to give the Renegades momentum heading into the All-Star break. But with this success came bittersweet goodbyes. Avina, Rodriguez-Cruz, and Frick were all promoted up to Double-A Somerset, leaving big holes offensively, defensively, and in the clubhouse. Even so, Hudson Valley kept fighting. They took a series from the Rome Emperors after the break, but that was the beginning of a whirlwind of change. On July 25th, Josh Gross and Herring were traded to the Colorado Rockies in the Ryan McMahon trade. 5 days later, Gage Zeal was traded to the White Sox, and on deadline day, infielder Parks Harbor was traded to the San Francisco Giants. A few days after that came a 3-day roster shakeup that featured 20 roster moves in total. A whopping 11 new position players arrived, including Caden Kent, Core Jackson, and Juan Matthews. The team was nearly unrecognizable, but they kept on winning. Kent's first professional hit was a clutch two-run single on August 8th, helping give the Renegades a 2-0 victory over Brooklyn. Later in the month, he delivered a 5-hit game, the only one by a Renegade all season long. Pitcher Xavier Rivas was lights out, striking out 34 batters in 24 innings with a 1.50 ERA in August, winning South Atlantic League Pitcher of the Month, and dazzling with back-to-back double-digit strikeout games. By mid-August, the Renegades had gone 30-10 since July 2nd, the best record in minor league baseball, but the Greensboro Grasshoppers still remain just ahead of them in the standings. A late losing streak saw the Renegades drop 5 straight games, falling 4.5 back of Greensboro with 10 games to go. But true to their nature, the Renegades refused to quit. They clawed back with a strong finish in their series in Brooklyn and returned home to Heritage Financial Park to host the Greensboro Grasshoppers in the final series of the year with a playoff berth on the line. The Renegades took Game 1 of the 6-game series behind a strong outing from Brandon Decker and the bullpen. But after dropping Game 2, the Renegades' elimination number was down to 1. They won on Thursday in the third game of the series 10-0 and took the Friday night game 3-1. A 1-0 shutout win behind Cade Smith on Saturday set the stage for a dramatic finale, with the winner going to the playoffs and the loser seeing their season ended. On the last day of the season, the Gates struck first with an RBI single, but Greensboro answered, scoring in the 4th and 5th innings to take the lead. The final score was 4-1. The Greensboro Grasshoppers clinched a playoff berth, and the Renegades' magical season was over. Even without a playoff appearance, the 2025 season was historic. The staff posted an MILB best 2.82 ERA, the lowest by any full-season team in the post-COVID era. They threw a team record 20 shutouts, including winning 5 games by a 1-0 score. Kyle Carr was named South Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year, and Houston Morrill, who shined with a 0.47 ERA in over 30 appearances, was named an All-Star. Under manager James Cooper and his staff, the 2025 Renegades became more than just a team. They grew, they persevered, and they created memories that will last a lifetime. While there were no playoffs for the first time in a couple of seasons, it was magic all the same. The 2025 Hudson Valley Renegades, a season we'll never forget.